So hold up. Only time I ever lost a fight and ever will lose a fight. You can't win every time. It was 11th grade year and I had algebra with this boy. He was like real obnoxious. Always flirting with me, but he was obnoxious to the point where I would avoid him at all costs. Like, so this one day I walk into class and he talking about, damn, you look good today. So I was like, hold up, boy, what? So I ignore him and sit down and get ready for class like I normally would. So I'm not paying him no mind because I told y'all I normally don't. So continue to do my work. He's still saying little slick stuff. But mind you, I dub this boy every day, so it was nothing to me. So class ends. This is where the story escalates. Get your popcorn and sit down right quick. So next thing I know, he's not really saying nothing else to me. Like, I'm like, okay, finally, he's done. Like, leave me alone. So boom, bell rings. Next period is lunch. So I went outside of my locker to get my snacks for lunch. I noticed he got like mighty quiet. And that was weird to me because he always said like, bye, wife, or something stupid on my way out the classroom. So I was like, So I walk out of class right behind him and I see why he got so quiet. He go in the hallway to his girlfriend who was out there waiting on him. Oh. So I don't know much about his girlfriend. Like, I never seen her before. I just knew that she was way bigger than me. Like, I was a little toothpick back then. She was a full-grown gorilla. Like, no. I wasn't even going to come to her as a woman because she might have came to me as an ape. All I know is he went out there and said something to her. And then she started looking at me. But, you know, that had nothing to do with me because I don't like him. So I continued to go to lunch. Bye. So I went to school in the ghetto. So yelling, fussing, and fighting is normal to me. So when I started hearing yelling as I was walking down the hallway, it sounded far away. So I'm thinking like, oh, that's the normal, like, you know, everybody being ratchet upstairs. Okay, no problem. But it wasn't the norm. It was Big Bone coming to get me. Mind you, it's still a normal day to me. Like, I'm just going to continue walking because I'm not like, I didn't flirt with him back. So I'm thinking, why would somebody have a problem with me? Ugh, let me keep minding my business. Y'all, this girl must have waited a good 30 minutes to come say something to me, because when I tell you I had algebra on the 4th floor. The cafeteria was on the 1st. I got all the way to the caf, got my food, sat down with my people, went to the bathroom, talked a little bit. So I get to tell you what happened. Like, yo, let me tell you how I'm upstairs in algebra, and you know, what's her name gonna sit there, and y'all know how he be at, like, I'm his wife. This man got a whole girlfriend. So they like, girl, I know, she just like, this her first day at our school, she just moved from wherever. Red flag number 1. When did y'all find time to meet this new girl? Lunch was packed this day. The next thing I know, part 2. Part 2 of the one and only time I ever took a L. Last thing I told y'all was I got to lunch, sat down, talked to my friends, got my food, everything was chilling. All I know is I'm over here talking like this. Yeah, girl, this wheat bread is nasty on this hot dog. Why would they give a tater tots with a hot dog? And all I hear is, boom! I look up from my wheat bread hot dog and I seen the ape. Now, I told y'all when I had first left the classroom, I heard yelling, but I literally did not hear this girl talking to me. So when I looked up from the table after, she must have slammed her hands down on the table like she was Batman. Mind you, I'm still confused because I never spoke to her man ever. So I'm looking like, you in here banging your hands on the table like a Flintstone for? Are you cool? She like, you tried to run from me upstairs, but I know what lunch period you got. I'm looking like, run from you? Run from you? You look like you pushing 450. I wouldn't even jog from you, Mini Rasputia. She like, you think you funny? Bah, 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 bah. Low-key, I did not understand why she was so upset with me. Like, and you can't ask that type of thing. Somebody said they want to fight in front of the whole calf. You got the buck. I was scared. So that would have been my first fight as a teenager. So I was super nervous. Not even gonna lie. I was nervous. This stage in my life, I was wearing like skirts and dresses to school. So I'm looking down like, you ain't about to have my kitty cat out in front of these people for free. Well, think fast. What do we do? So I crossed my legs like the queen I am, and I like, do something. Even though I really didn't want her to. So to my surprise, she didn't do anything. She just kept clapping her hands and stomping her feet like we was on Stomp the Yard or at a pep rally or something. So nobody taught her how to be a gangster because she made all that noise on the table and the principal came over and escorted her out the cafeteria because she was over there sounding like a loose zoo. So I'm thinking the war is over. I'm thinking everything's good now. She's going to leave me alone. Nope. Lunch is over. I go out there. So yeah, y'all, whole cafeteria clapping for me. I felt good. I was like, oh my goodness, like, I'm just glad that they ain't bashed me for being a little scaredy cat. I ain't never fought no big boned woman. I wasn't ready for it. Like, damn, this is my first fight. Y'all want me to fight Medea? Like, y'all couldn't start me out with like a Miley Cyrus or something. We just gonna jump straight into it. Okay. So we get out of lunch. This girl steady trying to invite me to the bathroom. Oh, come to the bathroom, come to the bathroom, come to the bathroom. Baby, What's in the bathroom? You got some money in there? No? Is it better lunch in there? Like, what's in there? Like, why you want me to come in there so bad? It was given very much obsessed. Like, seeing everybody clap for me instead of her really pissed her off even more. Like, I feel like her main goal was to make me look bad this day. So she couldn't get me to come to the bathroom. So she, like, after school, I said, oh, Miss Ma'am is committed. The tenacity behind this man. If Get It Back in Blood was a person. I'm like, friend, you doing way too much. So after school comes, I'm walking down, like, you know, it's a normal day. I'm going home. Then next thing I know, all these big Oompa Loompas hop out of nowhere trying to rumble me. So I'm like, damn, I thought it was just one of y'all. Now all 18 of y'all want to rumble. It was really only 4 of them. So out of nowhere, here come my mom and my brother hopping out the woodwork. Like, who even told y'all it was supposed to be a rumble today? Like, who told y'all I was supposed to fight somebody? So I had to just fight. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I don't really remember the specifics of the fight. She want me like a dog.
Am I wrong for picking my child up from a sleepover because the family has a bath day? But I was told I am because I didn't respect the family's household rules. But I'll give a little background before telling the story. I have a son named Jason who's 8 years old, and he has a best friend named Brandon. The boys have been attached at the hip since they were in daycare. Brandon's mom, Ashley, and I are friendly and speak frequently because of the boys. I normally don't let my kids stay over at other places, but I've always allowed Brandon to stay at my home because his mom doesn't have this rule. Not sure if it matters, but the reason I don't allow my children to stay over at friends' houses at this young age is because I feel like at that age, they are still pretty dependent on their parents. Plus, my children usually don't ask to stay over. They ask if their friends can stay at our place, which I don't mind since we have the space and all the fun things that kids enjoy. Okay, so on to the story. Last weekend, I broke a rule and let my son stay over at Brandon's home. 1, because he asked, and 2, because my daughter was at my mother's for the weekend, so I thought me and my husband could have a weekend to ourselves. While enjoying some adult time with my husband, Jason called me and said that he wanted to come home, but he was whispering, so I could tell something was up. I asked him why and what was wrong, and he said that Ashley wouldn't allow him to take a shower because it wasn't a bath day. I was confused. A bath day? I immediately called Ashley and informed her that Jason needs a shower and if she could just allow him to do so. She basically explained to me that since my child is in her home, that he must follow her rules, which is fair. I agreed with her and hung up. I called Jason back and told them that I would be there soon to get him and just to be ready. He was very happy about coming home. I wouldn't have picked him up if he said no, but surprisingly, he had already had his bag packed. When I pulled up, Ashley was outside saying how much of an asshole I was for teaching Jason that he doesn't have to follow other people's rules. I told her that he was uncomfortable and that I'm not going to keep my child in an uncomfortable situation that he doesn't want to be in, especially if I can help. She then told me that she allows Brandon to shower twice a day at my house, even though it's against her rules. So again, I told her that if Brandon had an issue, he never told me that, and that I would have took him home if he was uncomfortable. There was some back and forth arguing, but I tried to keep it calm since the boys were around. So,
am I wrong